The most disturbing videos on the internet today, let's dive in.
This security footage is from the Marriott Stellaris Condado in Puerto Rico, recorded in 2019. While a security guard was completing her rounds, an unsettling event occurred. Let's take a look.
Guys, how creepy is that? It looked like a ghost pulled her hair. Good thing she didn't have a wig on.
I like the fact that you're trying to cooperate right now and I'm just that like
Okay, so I'm literally home alone. Listen to how loud and aggressive it is.
That looked like a tentacle in the beginning. The shapeshifter said, hold on, give me a second, I'm not done. If you're enjoying these videos, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button because we do these videos every single day. And I'd love to see you tomorrow. Let's get straight back into the action.
How the f do you think they did this?
Even go as far as, well, they were softening the stone somehow with some molecular technology. Speculation like that. Connections possibly to gravity manipulation. I think anti-gravity had to play a part in moving some of this stuff. I actually think there's some connections to some of the work that's being done with this plasmoid implosion technology, the stuff that Randall's been looking into that's coming back to talk a little bit about. The relationship and the sacred geometry aspects of that are similar to the things that we see in some of these cultures in the past. But then you have at least 3 or 4 finished statues that were 1,000 tons, single piece granite. And one of them's in a place called Tanis, which is way up in the north in the Delta. That's more than 1,000 miles from where that stone came from. And then moving that thing, it was around 1,000 tons finished, single piece granite. So moving it, you may be at 1,500 tons or more, like moving that. Maybe they were never intended to be blocks, or maybe they were never intended to be finished. But if you assume they're blocks, these 2 blocks weigh, I think it's 3,500 and 5,000 tons a piece, based on the density of limestone in that region.
How the f do you think they did this?
I know it's creepy to think about, but it was probably giants. They had giants pick them up, 2 of them. Carried them bad boys for entertainment purposes only.
Look at this 1602 book. Now, in my search for strange things to share with you, I think I found a particularly odd detail. Fish arms.
What an absolutely weird illustration. And if you look on the cover of this, it looks like they have some type of Illuminati triangle. Look at the weird faces. Then when he opens this weird, strange book, look, fish arms. What is going on?
There's a reason why there is a growing interest in the mysteries of lost ancient civilizations, because there's a reason why there is a growing interest in the mysteries of lost ancient civilizations, because smart people of all kinds of walks of life are looking into the nuanced details and realizing, like, oh, wait a second. Like when Graham Hancock says that there's a missing chapter of human history, like, this is reality. We don't know how they built the Great Pyramid. It is a fact that the Egyptians left us with no explanation of any kind. Out of the tens of thousands of hieroglyphs all over Egypt, not a single one of them describes how they constructed the pyramid or how they cut granite stones. Not one. There's a reason why there is a growing...
Or Or they might have found them and they're keeping it in the Vatican archive so we can't see it. But it is weird that they don't mention how they cut them. We need to dive in deeper into this theory.
It's unfinished, and when we look over here, the serpent has now acquired a finish. We find another example right here. This is where it all really comes together, where you have the bird, the falcon, Horus, and the entire body is left unfinished. And up above, you can see the plume headdress has acquired a finish. There's lines. Only the headdress has a finish. But when you come back over here, you'll notice now Horus has a very fine, his body is detailed, he has a finish, but the headdress has no finish. It's left unfinished. This is our quest in humanity. We come into this world with the potential for being, coming into creation. This is on the east side, and we go on to the west side, where now you have spirit manifested into matter with the potential to return to spirit. So it's all representing one cosmological cycle. Same thing here. Again, we see the so-called Dendera light bulb. We have the serpent emerging from the lotus. The serpent's head is destroyed here, but as you can see, the serpent has no finish. And when we come on this side, you look at the detail, it has the scales. The serpent has now acquired its finish. It's a second stage in a cosmological process. It's immaterial becoming material, the unseen becoming seen, the spirit manifesting as matter. 1, 2. So this is a expression of two stages in a cosmological sequence from east to west, and it was here in the crypt that the priests would store these various items, the statue that they would bring out once a year and go up through the staircase to celebrate the new year here in the Temple of Dendara. It's unfinished, and when we look over here,
how would they move these giant blocks out into the people, like outside, for them to see it? Because it looks like it's inside. So this is just fascinating. I never seen anybody break these down, like how this is detailed on the right side, the top, and the bird itself isn't. But when you go to the left side, you can see that it's detailed. Man, I want to see this, man. I have to go see this one day. But how cool is that? Drop your thoughts below in the comments. I'm very interested.
Look at this. Let's go to one side so you get a sense of the 3D-ness of it. I mean, that is like curved all the way around. Well, look, I'll show you it in detail. And then it walks all the way around here, going around in this curve. I mean, how do you do that in solid granite? That is just something else. See that precision there? We're zooming in a bit now. And then that kind of mixes with that. Oh my God, that is incredible. And then it blends. This is carved out. This isn't separate pieces. This is the bedrock. And then it carves with that. Look at that. Look at this. This area here is of extreme interest, which I haven't seen before. I've never seen photos of this part. This is insane. With a beautiful line coming up here. This is incredible. How on earth would you even think about creating this? This is beyond anything I've even seen in Egypt.
This is taking place in India. When you looked over here to the right, when he started dissecting that right corner, and this is made out of one piece, now I envision some type of hot ancient technology tool that's just carving that out like a lightsaber, because that's got to be the only way for the precision. Like it just was like a lightsaber. How else are they going to carve into one piece of rock like that?
Try to cut it. Never happened. Use a laser cut. Never happened. Okay, now I have to shut up for a minute. If we can do that today, look at the hieroglyphic that being carved on that pyramid. And number two, it is not even looking at the hieroglyphic. Somebody tried to chop this hieroglyphic, and he managed to do a little bit of it. We can do that today. So it looks like a pressing machine, burning machine, being added there. If laser can do it today, so what the hell they use to make it with that perfection? Look, even polished and glazed, lift off. The eye of Horus, the lung of Osiris, Ra, dot and circle, reeds and a honeybee, and then the names of the pharaoh and hieroglyphic. Perfection of the size. Same precision, depth, width. It is mind-blowing. Try to cut it.
It's the same thing I'm thinking, like some type of laser technology, ancient laser technology. I would love to see how they did it. Did they have some type of beam aiming at the sun? Did they harvest solar energy to pop it off? That might be an idea too. They might have used some type of solar technology. That's an idea.
And here in the side room of the Coricancha, we see different shapes that are not in their original places. And here, what has to be a machine drill hole. There's no other way this could have been done. Work would be very difficult to do today, including this tiny stone put in there. As we walk through the Coricancha again, we see astonishing accuracy. These walls average 3 feet thick, and there is no gap from the front all the way to the back. And this lintel, or this recess area, you can see is almost perfectly level. And here, in the side room of the Coricancha,
how fascinating would it be just to see them build it back in the ancient day, to see the real technique that it used to actually construct those. Ancient Assyrian
statue of King Akhenaten holding the flail and crook. Akhenaten transformed the religion, art, and politics of ancient Egypt, only for his legacy to be buried. Today, he endures as a symbol of change. A statue of King Akhenaten.
I don't know if it's me, but those structures do not look human.
When we look at the sarcophagus, what we find is that these are not made of the red granite that we see in Aswan, because the granite is made of 3 primary minerals: quartz, feldspar, and mica. In the case of Aswan granite, we have rose quartz, and we have a pink feldspar. This is not the case. When in Saqqara, what we find is something called black granite. And this is fascinating to me because it is a lower quartz, only about 20% quartz, rather than the 84% that we find in Aswan. Lower quartz granite, high percentage of biotite mica. Geologically, what does this tell us? The mica itself, the biotite, is a powerful insulator. Whatever was happening inside of that sarcophagus, these devices were built to contain whatever was happening, to contain the energy, to protect whatever was happening inside, and also to protect whatever was happening inside from an external environment. When we look at the sarcophagus,
sounds like it plays a key role into a giant power plant, a pyramid power plant. Yeah, if you look at these paws, they definitely don't align to the body and head. I believe this thing was way bigger. It could either been a dog or even a lion, because these don't look like dog paws. They look like more like lion paws. So I believe at one time this could have possibly been something even larger, a lion with a tail. And then after years of erosion, they chipped it away and then they turned it into a sphinx. It looked like something was crawling. Did you see that? Where's the rest of the footage?
During excavations in Babylon, a mysterious artifact from the past was discovered, a seal dated to 600 BCE, depicting a war in which he participated. However, the most intriguing aspect was that he appeared to be hurling an unknown object at the enemies, which generated significant interest at that time. In 2002, during excavations in Babylon, a mysterious artifact from the past was discovered, a seal dated to 600 BCE, depicting a war in which he participated. However, the most intriguing aspect was that he appeared to be hurling an unknown object at the enemies, which generated significant interest at that time.
This is a wild one. I would need to know more about that object and its validity. For entertainment purposes only, don't believe everything you hear or see on this video.
In this video, we have a lady who was recording her spouse laying on an air mattress. While laying there, it seems like something was pulling him off and dragging him on the floor. Let's watch.
When I thought he was joking, but something was really pulling him.
I don't know, I feel like that would be pretty hard to pull off. I can't get over these watches they used to wear back in the day. I wonder what this cuneiform says. Wait for the end. Believe they're saying this is a possible image of Noah's Ark. I don't know who needs to hear this, but in 6 months, Michigan would look like this. It's definitely some fun times. Look how blue that water was. I could use an adventure.
This is the oldest map of the world in the world. And it's this which is so exciting, because it has cuneiform writing in it which says it's the Bitter River. And this water was deemed to surround the known world, because the area inside the double ring is ancient Mesopotamia itself.
What did they mean by bitter? What were they describing? Extremely cold?
In this video,
that is called the Temple of Warriors. I wonder what that is.
In this video, a person is house-sitting for his aunt while she's away. While relaxing in the living room, he spots the Nanny cam monitor. When he checks it out, he sees something unsettling. Let's take a look.
I don't know if I'm seeing or tripping, but check this out. So this is my aunt's son's room, right? There's no one in here. Right? Nothing. Closet. Nothing. Got a nanny camera in here. Alright, now tell me, right on the monitor here, tell me that doesn't look like someone standing in the room. Like I've checked, like went back and forth 3 times, and So, okay, nothing, right? Like what the fuck? I do not want to go back in there. I have an idea. Put this light right here. And put this right here. Alright. Okay, I saw a ball in the other room. I'm gonna go grab it. Okay. Make sure it's clear. Alright, let's see how this goes. Okay, alright. There is definitely something in there.
It could be the angle of the nanny cam and that stuffed animal that's making it look like that creepy individual.
In this video, we have Summer, who lives in a rural old town in Georgia. She was in her backyard one night and decided to take a quick video. While recording her video, she noticed something eerie. Let's watch.
Y'all, I am in my yard. Watch my face. This is not an app doing this. This is my yard. The church is behind me. Watch my face. Church, you can see straight through me. I kid you not. Look at this. Whoa.
In this video, we have Summer, who lives in a rural old town in Georgia.
This is definitely a glitch in the Matrix, and it almost looks like her face is changing to different people while she's spinning. And it looks like you can see through it. How creepy is that? What would make her do this in the middle of the night, though?
Talking about the quataloid. Okay. That's the insect praying mantis type looking, about could be up to 6 foot tall. They're the dangerous ones. And they're the ones, as I understand, that we didn't know a whole lot about. But we acquired this one, particular one, from a crash site, and it actually harmed a human. So we were very careful of how we captured it and how we stored it at the containment facility at Annex.
Rick, are there different species of quataloids?
Yeah, because they're genetically engineered, and we know that much. But so there are other species, and they also can appear different to humans. They make themselves appear in a particular manner to a human, and would probably just scare them, I would guess. But we know that one particular incident where one harmed a human being, we felt that at that point that these things were talking about the
light, right where I'm shining the light.
Flashlight, yes.
Yes, it is a flashlight. The light, right where I'm shining the light.
Sounds like they're using one of those spirit boxes. The code word for tonight's video is interesting. Go ahead and put interesting in the comments below so I can personally thank you for making it this far. I'm extremely grateful for all you guys, so I just want to say thank you. This was the most disturbing videos on the internet today. I'll see you tomorrow.